Hey guys, I'm back with another action figure review, and this time we're going to take a look at the DC Universe Classics Superman. The very classic looking Superman from Mattel, who was released in a couple waves or 3 waves or so that I'm not, I looked it up but I'm not particularly sure. I don't know where this one came from because Todd got him loose, and but I know he was released around 2009, 2010, it looks like, and he actually goes for some varying prices depending on loose or in box. In loose, you can find him pretty cheap. In loose, loose, you can find him pretty cheap, anywhere from, I don't know, not quite $10, I don't think, but more like 15, 20 ish. And then in the box, you can go upwards of 30, 40, 50. I don't know why. I don't think he was ever included in a wave with a Build-A-Figure piece. Collect and Connect piece. I'm not sure. I usually check Toy Wiz for my information, and it looks like he was in all-Star waves or 75 Years of Superpower waves, so I'm not sure he ever came with a Collect and Connect piece. But if he did, I don't have it anyway. I don't have the package, but it's very typical looking for DC Universe Classics. And so we're just going to get right into the figure, who is pretty, pretty much what you would expect from a classic-looking Superman. It's a DC Universe Classics buck. It's not anything spectacular, but he looks good. He's got a really nice head sculpt, that looks like Superman. Not too serious, not too happy, whatever, but he's got that S curl going on. Nicely painted eyes. And he's got nice shading in the hair. You can see that blue shading. Well, highlights, I guess. Blue highlights in the black hair. So it looks very comic booky. Pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely like the head sculpt, and I could definitely see it used on other figures if they, if you were to sand down the S curl and then just kind of give it a generic looking hair sculpt. You could definitely pull off several male characters, but yeah, it looks perfect for Superman with the S curl. The S shield looks very nicely done. I think it was just painted on. You can see there's a small gap right there. There's like it must have been a bubble, and there's a small smudge here, but otherwise very nicely done. It looks kind of like a looser S, and looks good. I mean, it would have been nice for it to be a raised S. I always prefer emblems to be, or etched, raised up slightly, even if it was just like a decal, or sculpted in, etched in. That's always more pleasing than just that, I think, but it still looks good. And the S on the back, unfortunately, has quite a smudge right here, but otherwise looks very good. It's kind of, kind of small, kind of high up, but otherwise it looks okay. And it also kind of, I guess they put it up there because of the folds of the cape. They didn't want to have to bend it around because we know that Mattel's not very good at that. So I guess that was a smart move by them, but still got a smudge going there. The cape is nicely sculpted though. I like these folds, and I don't know, I just like how it turned out. And it drapes over the shoulders. Now, I don't know, this is not glued down at all. It's just pegged into the back. I don't know if that's normal, but if not, I don't know how that came off. It doesn't look like there was ever any glue there. If this is normal, that's a bit strange. But I didn't actually notice until I kind of went to touch it and I saw it moving. It looks okay. Like, it looks like it started, I guess if I glued it down, it would look maybe better. But I mean, it doesn't look uneven or like it's bulging up or anything. Oh, I guess maybe they don't glue it so that you can move the shoulders. No, I don't think so. I don't know. But it still looks pretty good. The paint is the colors they use. The blue is kind of a darker, well, it's a royal blue. It's a royal blue. It's not a lighter blue Superman, and it looks like Mattel syndrome, Mattel leg syndrome. Oopsie. Kind of hit this guy. It looks like his lower legs are darker blue than the upper legs and the upper body, which I hate. It always happens with red figures. But I've never seen it. I don't know if I've ever had a blue figure. So, Yeah, I don't know why they tend to do that. I don't know if they think it's their method of shading or what, but anyway, the boots are sculpted, which I really like. It's a very, you know, subtle sculpt, but it's there, and you have the points up on the front. Looks really good. And it has even the sculpted line that gives it like piping. Looks really cool. So, and then they're just, you know, otherwise they're pretty normal. Got the wrinkles, they're bright red that matches his underoos and the cape. So overall, he's really nice. His hands are kind of big, but I mean he's Superman, so makes sense. Bolt and fists. So yeah, looks really good though. I mean, you know, if you're just looking for a classic Superman, this is it. This is, I mean, from Mattel, you know. There's definitely options from DC Direct as well, and some, you know, I'm sure would look better with their sculpting, but yeah, if you're looking for an articulated Superman, I'm sorry. This is pretty good. So I'll show you his articulation now. His head goes 360. It actually does go up pretty well for a DC Universe Classics. I mean, it's not shooting to the moon or anything, but pretty good. So you get some good posing from that. His arms go up. I guess they are, I don't know, hindered by the cape because the cape moves, but they only go about that high. Forward and back, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and then a wrist swivel. And he has an ab crunch, waist twist, T-jointed hips, cut above the knee, and single ankle. Just goes up and down. No rocker. Pretty typical, but definitely, you know, definitely a nice figure. So this is actually pretty short for me. I'm shocked. But yeah, I mean, he's a straightforward figure, and I didn't have the package, so there's no surprise there. But yeah, so if you still, for some reason, I mean, I don't have a Superman. If you're like me and you don't have a Superman in your collection yet, then and you were looking for the classic instead of the new 52, and you're looking for Mattel's articulation, this is it. Unless you want the long-haired Superman, which isn't as classic, I would say. But yeah, guys, so this was the DC Universe Classics Superman from various All-Stars and 75 Years of Superpower waves, released around 2009, 2010. And definitely a nice figure. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in future reviews. Bye. They didn't want to have to bend it around because we know that Mattel's not very good at that. So I guess that was a smart move by them, but still got a smudge going there. The cape is nicely sculpted, though. I like these folds, and I don't know, I just like how it turned out. And it drapes over the shoulders. Now, I don't know, this is not glued down at all. It's just pegged into the back. I don't know if that's normal, but if not, I don't know how that came off. It doesn't look like there was ever any glue there. If this is normal, that's a bit strange. But I didn't actually notice until I kind of went to touch it and I saw it moving. It looks okay. Like, it looks like it started, if I glued it down, it would look maybe better. But I mean, it doesn't look uneven or like it's bulging up or anything. Oh, I guess maybe they don't glue it so that you can move the shoulders. No, I don't think so. I don't know. But it still looks pretty good. The paint is, it's, you know, well, the colors they use. The blue is kind of a darker, well, but if he did, I don't have it anyway. I don't have the package, but it's very typical looking for DC Universe Classics. And so we're just going to get right into the figure, who is pretty, you know, pretty much what you would expect from a classic looking Superman. It's, you know, it's a DC Universe Classics buck. It's not anything spectacular, but he looks good. He's got a really nice head sculpt to, you know, it looks like Superman. Not too serious, not too happy, whatever, but he's got the S curl going on, nicely painted eyes, and he's got nice shading in the hair. You can see that blue shading, well, highlights, I guess, blue highlights in the black hair, so it looks very comic booky, pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely like the head sculpt, and I could definitely see it used on other figures if they, you know, if you were to sand down the S curl and then just kind of give it a generic looking hair sculpt. You could definitely pull off several male characters, but yeah, it looks perfect for Superman with the S curl. The S shield looks the royal blue. It's a royal blue. It's not a lighter blue Superman, and it looks like Mattel syndrome, Mattel leg syndrome. Oopsie. Kind of hit this guy. It looks like his lower legs are darker blue than the upper legs and the upper body, which I hate. It always happens with red figures. But I've never seen it. I don't know if I've ever had a blue figure. So, yeah, I don't know why they tend to do that. I don't know if they think it's their method of shading or what, but anyway, the boots are sculpted, which I really like. It's a very, subtle sculpt, but it's there, and you have the points up on the front. Looks really good. And it has even the sculpted line that gives it like piping. Looks really cool. So, and then they're just, otherwise they're pretty normal. Got the wrinkles, they're bright red that matches his underoos and the cape. So overall, he's really nice. His hands are kind of big, but I mean he's Superman, so makes sense. Both in fists. So yeah. Hey guys, I'm back with another action figure review, and this time we're going to take a look at the DC Universe Classics Superman. The very classic looking Superman from Mattel, who was released in a couple waves or 3 waves or so that I'm not, I looked it up but I'm not particularly sure. I don't know where this one came from because Todd got him loose, and but I know he was released around 2009, 2010 it looks like, and he actually goes for some varying prices depending on loose or in box. In loose you can find him pretty cheap. In loose. Loose you can find him pretty cheap, anywhere from, I don't know, not quite $10 I don't think, but more like 15, 20-ish, and then in the box you can go upwards of 30, 40, 50, I don't know why. I don't think he was ever included in a wave with a Build-A-Figure piece. Collect and Connect piece. I'm not sure. I usually check Toy Wiz for my information, and it looks like he was in All-Star waves or 75 Years of Superpower waves, so I'm not sure he ever came with a Collect and Connect piece. Very nicely done. I think, yeah, I think it was just painted on. You can see there's a small gap right there. There's like it must have been a bubble, and there's a small smudge here, but otherwise very nicely done. It looks kind of like a looser S. And looks good. I mean, it would have been nice for it to be a raised S. I always prefer emblems to be, or etched, raised up slightly, even if it was just like a decal, or sculpted in, etched in. That's, always more pleasing than just that, I think. But it still looks good. And the S on the back, unfortunately, has quite a smudge right here, but otherwise looks very good. It's kind of, kind of small, kind of high up, but otherwise it looks okay. And it also kind of, I guess they put it up there because of the folds of the cape.